Good morning. So we're coming to the end of the holidays and we're going to shake off that general malaise today. We're going to get off the sofa, we're going to turn off Netflix, and we are going to do 3 rounds of very invigorating Wim Hof breathing. Fire up the core, get things moving. We're going to follow that with a beautiful free flow yoga, some of which I will probably make up as I go along. But that's the beauty of yoga. It doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to everyone. It's amazing. And what I would like you to do when you can, close down the eyes, focus on your breath, focus on the movement, combine them, and just be really present. Really appreciate yourself. Appreciate the fact that you've shown up for yourself today and you've got your mat out, because that is beautiful. And if you like my video, I would really appreciate a like and please subscribe. Okay, we're going to keep it simple today. We're just going to do 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. First 2 rounds we'll hold the breath for 1.5 minutes and the final one we'll do 2. So let's start. 30 in-breaths, belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Breathing in and out, in and out. Deep belly breaths in, pushing down on the diaphragm, really opening up the lungs. So the air comes in like a wave into the belly, the chest, the throat, the head, and then we let it go passively. So in, forced in at 100%, and we just let it go passively, so about 70% out. We're hyper-oxygenating the blood. So we want more oxygen in the blood than carbon dioxide. So we're creating an imbalance. By creating this imbalance, we're putting the body into hermetic stress, which when this settles down, will reset your immune system, having an amazing effect on the body. Just enjoy the sensations, enjoy the feeling of relaxation, and let out stress. Okay, we've got 3 more together. In and out. In and out. This is our last one. Ready? Last one, in and out. And then close down the eyes. Let all of that air out. And just feel like you're sinking into the mat. Really lean into any sensations you're feeling in the body now. Lightness or heaviness. Changes in temperature. Any dizziness, tingling in the fingers, toes, contractions in muscles. All of these are good. They're good feelings and you can expect them. It just means the process is working. This is a great way to warm up the body and prepare it for exercise. So if you also do this as your own practice in the morning, you may need to take more than 30 breaths to feel these sensations. I do personally, but I do these 30, we've done 1 minute together, these 30 in these rounds before exercise, just to really fire up my core and my body and prepare it for exercise. So if you want to hold your breath longer, you could pause the video now, but at any point you need to take your breath before, then you just do so. We've got 10 seconds left together if you want to pause. You're doing really well. Okay, let's take our breath in and then force up the root lock, stomach lock, throat lock. Force this breath into your head. Imagine you are decalcifying your pineal gland. This will defog you, it will create space, and it will make you feel amazing. And let go. Well done. Let's start round 2. 30 big breaths in and out. Imagine it's like waves on a shore, lapping in and out. So it's completely circular. There's no break between the in and the out breath. Keep going. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Keep going. Really forcing the oxygen into the body now. So if you spend about 20 minutes a day doing this practice, you will alkalize the blood, which has an amazing detoxifying effect. So any of the excesses of the holidays, it's a really good way of cleansing the blood. We've got 10 more left for this round. Let's make these really big, huge breaths. Belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. Circular breaths. Breathe into the sensations now. Really, really force that air in. Okay? This is our last one. And let it go. And just fall back. I've got a crazy dog. Fall back into the mat. Imagine your shoulders, your back, and your bottom, and the backs of your legs, and your feet, and your head are melting into the mat. Feel the relaxation taking over you. Let go of any tightness in the face. Just let go. Really enjoy this sensation of the body reabsorbing gradually the oxygen. And just relax. If you want to take your breath before 1.5 minutes, that's absolutely fine. Just take it and then restart the breathing. But if you want to hold your breath for longer, I'll cue you up at 10. We've done 1 minute. Keep going. Really focus on the sensations. If you've got lights behind your eyes, this builds up a lot of energy in the body, this process. It moves energy. 10 seconds left. So you can see that as lights quite often behind the eyes. Let's get ready to take our in-breath. Ready? In. Forcing up the root lock, so the perineum, the bottom, forcing all the muscles from the base of the spine up into the head. Push that breath up. We're forcing cerebral fluid up to the top of the head. Keep going. Keep going. You're doing really well. So well. And let go. Amazing. This is round 3. And we're going to take 30 breaths. And on the final round, we're going to hold this breath for 2 minutes. And again, if you want to hold it longer, I will cue you. And if you want to take your breath before, that's also fine. This is your practice. So make it your own. You have shown up. You've done well. Embrace it. Keep going. In and out. In and out. Beautiful. Keep going. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Really, really, really imagine you're forcing the oxygen into every area of the body. Use visualization techniques to be really present on the mat and feel what's going on. It's such an amazing time to reconnect. Okay, we've got 5 left. Let's make these big because this is our last ones today. Huge breaths, keep getting really, really big breaths. We've got 2 left. This is our final breath. Let all of this air out and relax. We've got 2 minutes. And just go inside and focus on all those amazing sensations that this tremendous practice has brought about. Feel your feet. How do they feel? Feel inside. Picture your feet from the inside, looking out. Up into the calves, the knees, the thighs. Focus on the sensations to the pelvis and the hips. Feel where your body touches the floor, heavy in the mat. Feel the sensations in your stomach and your chest. Your lungs saying they're empty and you need to expand them. But we are the masters. We have taken over our body. We've taken over the autonomic nervous system. And we're in charge. Feel the sensations in the hands, elbows, shoulders, the neck. Come up into the head. Sensations are you feeling in your head now? You're doing really, really well if you're still with me. We've got 10 seconds left here. This is so well. If you want to pause the video, do now. Okay, big breath in. Force this breath really up into the head. Force the muscles from the base of your spine up into your brain. Really decalcifying that pineal gland. Really enjoy the sensation that you're getting. And release. We've done this section of the practice. Well done. Just take some recovery breaths. Slow breaths in and out through the nose. Just come back to your normal breathing. In and out through the nose. For the rest of the practice, we'll breathe through the nose. Although we will do some breath of fire. But again, that's through the nose. Okay, bring those knees to the chest and just rock them from side to side. Just iron out the kinks in the back from lying flat on the floor like that. Just find some movement. Breathing in and out through the nose. I'm going to rock up to sitting. And we will get started with our yoga practice. It's going to be a free flow. We might have some arm balance in there. We'll have a bit of everything. Okay. So breathe in and out through the nose throughout the practice. And let's get started. Okay, head rolls. Bring the head to the front. Breathe in at the front. And as you roll it to the back, breathe out. And every single knot and click and crick, really just feel into it and iron that out. Enjoy this motion. Take it at your own pace. Breathing out at the back. And we're breathing in at the front. Change direction. In at front. Out at the back. Really getting into those knots that have been created by any stress. Let's just take those away. Beautiful. Keep going. Okay, let's just do some shoulder shrugs. So shrug them all the way up with an in-breath, and with an out-breath, drop them down. And let them drop down. That will help release any tension and get the synovial fluid moving into those joints. Apologise about my dog. Keep going. Shoulders raised and dropped. Raise up the arms with an in-breath, and let's take a twist. So we're taking the right hand to the left knee and looking over the left shoulder. Breathe in as you lengthen and breathe out as you twist. Getting into that lateral body. Breathe into the centre and take the left hand to the right knee and breathe in as you lengthen and out as you twist more. Beautiful. Keep both sitting bones on the floor. Back to centre, put the hands into Venus lock and breathe in, and we're going to fold forward, keeping the sitting bones on the floor and taking the shoulders over the back, really opening out that heart, opening out the shoulders, stretching into those elbows. And by keeping the elbows straight and stretched like this, come back, look up, we are also firing up the metabolism. So breathe in, arms raised, we've swapped the legs over, and we'll take a side bend to the left, keeping the body in line and the sitting bones on the floor. Breathe into centre, and we're going to take it over to the right. Again, keep the body in line and both sitting bones on the floor. Breathe in, and we'll take that fold again. Venus lock, breathe in, lean back, and breathe out, fold forward, head to the mat. Doesn't matter how far you can come forward. The important thing is to open up that heart, stretch out those hips, and to keep the sitting bones on the floor. And gaze up. Excellent. Come to all fours on the mat. Shoulders and hands under shoulders and knees under our thighs, our hips. So we get the right alignment, and then breathe in. We're going to do cat-cow. Breathe out. So breathe in, arch the back. Breathe out, raise it up. Okay, so raise the back to the ceiling, head to the sternum, and then out. So in. Keep going. Cat-cow. It's quite a good pace with taking this out. So breathe in, breathe out. In and out. Amazing. Breathe in, take the right hand up. We're going to thread the needle. So take the right hand below the left, and we're coming onto the right shoulder, the right cheek, and stretch the left hand out the front. Getting a beautiful twist into the body, keeping the bottom over the knees. So we're getting a nice back bend and a twist in the spine here. It's quite gentle. A compression in that shoulder. Raise that right hand back up to the sky. Bring it to the mat. Raise the left hand up high and thread it beneath the right. And come onto that left shoulder, left cheek. Stretch the right arm out and just breathe. Breathe into the stretch. This is a beautiful way to open up the shoulders and create some compression. Breathe in, take that arm up high. And then we're just going to turn the toes under and just raise the knees off the mat about 4 or 5 inches. Just hold it. Trying to create a flat back, a straight spine. So like a Tadasana line in the back. And we're just going to use our core to hold us there. And then step back into your downward dog. And in this first one, let's find movement. So bend one knee, then the other, walking out the dog. Heart pouring through to the mat, no weight in that head, and the hands evenly spread. Come onto the fingers, come onto the toes. Let's take a stretch there, ironing out the kinks in the toes and the fingers. Back to your dog and breathe. Beautiful. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, remember. And we're going to take the 3-legged dog, so raise the right leg high. And we're going to step it to the outside of the left hand. And we'll do falling triangle. So raise that left hand high, gaze up to the ceiling. And then hand to the hip, and we're just going to raise 5 times. 1, 2, 3. So lower and raise, lower, raise. 4, this is our last one. Amazing. And then back to our 3-legged dog. Raise that right leg high. Back to downward dog. And we're going to take that the other side. So raise the left leg high, 3-legged dog. And step through to the outside of the right hand, falling triangle. Look up to those fingers, up to the ceiling. Hold that position. Don't collapse into the shoulder. And let's lower and raise those hips. Don't collapse into that shoulder. Use the leg strength and your core strength to bring those raises. Well done. Keep going. Back to our 3-legged dog. So raise that left leg high. And back to downward dog. And back to your breath. Breathe. Step to the front of the mat. And take a forward fold. Keep your legs as bent as you need to at this stage. We want to get the chest to the thighs, so bend your legs as much as you need to. And now let's get into those hams. Bend one leg and straighten the other. And let's take now, if it doesn't matter if you have to keep your hands bent, your knees bent, but we're going to put the hands underneath the feet. Just to get some compression. There's no weight in the arms. Let's take a twist here. So right arm lifts, left hand to the mat, gaze up to the right hand, twisted in the spine. If you can straighten your legs, that'd be beautiful. Right hand to the mat, left hand raises up to the ceiling, gaze up to those left hands, getting that really beautiful twist. Hands to the floor, forward fold, halfway lift or monkey. Nice flat back. And then just step back to a plank. And we're just going to bring our knees to our elbows. Starting with the right. 1, left, 2, right, 3. So just bring them up to touch the elbows with the knee. So left, right, left, right. Really getting into the core. Left. Excellent. Okay, we're going to come forward and lower very, very, very slowly the chaturanga arms down to the floor. And we're going to raise up to a cobra, and we're going to do our first breath of fire. So take the head back if you can. Get comfortable in your cobra position, elbows and hands underneath the shoulders, and let's do breath of fire. So remember, this is our rhythm. A forced out breath, passive in breath through the nose. It does feel a bit strange in this position with the head tilted back, but it's really going to open out your thyroid and parathyroid, get your metabolism moving after our holidays. So enjoy. Breathe in, hold the breath. Hold it and release. And then come back into a child's pose, extended, with the arms out the front. Get that lovely compression in the hips, forehead to the mat and arms stretched out front, sitting back onto the heels. If you can't sit back in the heels in child's pose, you can put a cushion underneath. Come into rabbit's pose, so take your hands to your feet and then just straighten out the legs a little bit and come onto the head. I'm struggling because I had a hair bun in, but come onto the crown of your head in this rabbit pose. And just breathe. It's a nice passive inversion, very, very gentle, but it's a great way to get the head below the heart. Then come back to your extended child's pose, and we're going to stay low, come through to a cobra, and breathe in, and then back to the child's pose, breathe out. We'll do that again. So as you breathe in, we're going to stay low on the mat and come through to cobra, breathe in, and breathe out, back to child's pose. Last time. So we're going to slide through those arms into cobra, and then we're going to turn over the heels, turn over the toes, and come into downward dog. Beautiful. And just come back to your breath in your dog. Make sure you don't collapse into those shoulders. Right leg lifts high and steps to the outside of the right hand. We're just going to do some preparation now for an arm balance we're going to do later. So I want you to take your right shoulder underneath your right knee, and we're just going to take, with a chaturanga arm, the weight of that right leg. This is just going to prepare us for a lift we're going to do later. This is basically the position we want. Bring the foot back to the mat. Low lunge, gaze up to the ceiling. Take hold of the right foot, and we're going to come into a side plank. If you can't take a straight-legged side plank like this, it's fine. Just come to this position, into the thigh, breathe, and then come back to your plank. Lower into your chaturanga, and then take a breath, upward dog. And breathe out, downward dog. Glorious. You're doing really well. Such a nice way to move after the holidays. So really embrace it and enjoy it. Right, we'll do the other side. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step through to the outside of the left hand. We're going to do the same again, that prep for an arm lift. So the left shoulder comes below the left knee. And we're just going to take the weight of the left foot on a chaturanga arm. Just a few seconds, just to get used to this position. Hold it, keep breathing, bring it back to the mat, take a low lunge, and then we're going to take hold of that left foot. I'm going to take it into a side plank. Raising it up if we can. If we can't, it's fine. You can just bend it and bring it into the thigh. Lifting the hand over the head to get a beautiful line of energy. In that side plank. Come back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog, breathe in. And as we flip over those toes, breathe out into your downward dog. Amazing. So, so good. Let's keep going. Remember to use these downward dogs to come back to the breath. hop forward to the front of the mat. So I have to readjust the mat so I don't smash my head on a piano. Okay, we're going to come into chair pose now and burn out those thighs a little bit. Okay, so classic chair with arms raised and then hands to heart center, and we're going to take the left elbow to the right knee, back to center, right elbow to left knee, keeping the knees in line, center, right, left elbow, right knee, center, right elbow, left knee, back to center, and we're going to do balanced chair. So take those arms back, lift the triceps, come onto the toes, keep breathing. If you wobble, it's fine, just come back to center, back to chair, arms raised, and then forward fold. Amazing. Halfway lift, and we just hop back to chaturanga if that's new practice, if not step back. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Okay, we're going to take a three-legged dog, so raise the right leg high, and we're going to step it through to a low lunge, high lunge, and then let's spin those arms out into a warrior two. So turn the back foot in at 30, gazing over that right fingers, keeping the weight over the hips, and then reverse your warrior, come into side lunge, side angle pose, and let's take a bind if you can, if that's in your practice. If not, you can keep a hand on your knee or a hand on the floor, and breathe. These are really good opportunities of stillness to close down the eyes. Bring the hand to the mat, open up the arm if it's not already open, and then we come up to five-pointed star, raise those hands high, and sink down into a squat. Hands at heart center, five-pointed star, raise those arms, hands to heart center, sink down to a squat, and raise the heels. Just hold the balance. Just balance on those toes and really feel the work. Five-pointed star, and then we're going to parallel the feet out and fold forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Let's take a side twist. So the left hand comes to the right foot and the right arm lifts. And now the right hand comes to the left foot and the left arm lifts. Gazing up to the left arm. Hold on to those feet, have a little stretch. Halfway lift. Five-pointed star, turn those feet back out. Back to our warrior two, facing the front of the mat, gazing over the right fingers. Windmill those arms down, low lunge, gaze up. Chaturanga, breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog, and let's breathe out with a downward dog. Come back to your breath. Keep breathing. Let's take it the other side. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step through the center and come up to a lunge, high lunge. Open out to warrior two. Gazing over the left fingers. Really sink down into that leg. Reverse your warrior. And then come into that side angle pose. So you can either keep your hand on your knee or on the floor, but if it's in your practice, let's take the bind. It really gets into the organs and twists and massages out the smooth muscles and the intestines with these binds. Okay, take the arm high. And then we're going to come into our five-pointed star. Squat with the hands at half center. Five-pointed star. And then squat with the hand at heart center. And we're just going to pulse the knees outwards. There's not a huge movement. We're squatting down and we're pulsing the knees outwards. And do it for about 20. Keep going. Five-pointed star. And then parallel the feet. Forward fold. We're just going to do some core work now. So come to a halfway lift and take the hands forwards. And then take them to the back, keeping the back flat and using your core to hold you in place. Front, back as though you were swimming in air. Bring the hands to the front, bring them to the back. And we're keeping a flat back. Fold forward, and we're going to do that arm balance, I promise now. So bring the legs in a little bit and take the hands to the back of the mat, and we're going to come into chaturanga arms. We're going to bind the feet together and take the weight of the feet on the chaturanga arms. And this is why we did that exercise earlier. So just hold them there in the air. Take the weight, squeeze them together to give you an extra security, and bring them back to the mat. Amazing. And we'll take one more forward fold, raise up, 5-pointed star, and we'll take that warrior 2 at the front of the mat again. Amazing. And then windmill the arms to the front of the mat, low lunge. Let's take a chaturanga. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Amazing, keep going. Just when you come to these dogs, let's come back to our breath, in and out, steady in breaths, in and out through the nose. Really focus, close down the eyes, go inside. Okay, hop through the hands. We're going to come into boat pose. Let's hold this boat. Remember, we're sitting on our sit bones. You can hold behind your knees if you want to. You can keep your knees at 90, or you can try and straighten them. Let's just hold this boat. Beautiful. Doing really well. And no practice would be a practice without our favourite stretch pose. So roll onto the back. And we're going to lift the hands off the mat, about 6 inches, feet off the mat, about 6 inches, and the head, and breath of fire. So remember, this is our rhythm. Really firing up that core and forcing the whole of the spine down onto the mat. This is a strength building posture. Really enjoy it. You're doing really well. Keep going. Breathe in, hold the breath, and release. Well done. Amazing. Bring the knees to the chest and just have them rock from side to side. You're doing really well. Keep going. Okay, bring the knees to the feet to the back to the bottom, and you're going to lift up into a bridge. And we'll take a shoulder opener, so link the hands below the bottom, and just breathe into this. And then take the hand underneath the hips and stretch out the legs if you can, if you feel comfortable. What we're doing here is really stretching out the front body. And this is going to get a beautiful, beautiful workout into the kidneys and to the digestion. It's a really, really good way of restoring the body after we've had some downtime. Getting the metabolism fired up again and working out those toxins. Okay, bring the knees back in. Release the hands. And we're going to take plow pose. So rock those feet over the top of the head. Bring the feet to the floor. Hands used to stabilise you. Remember not to turn your head in this pose. It's quite a strong cervical stretch. So our toes are on the floor and we're in plow pose. And don't forget to breathe. Do not hold your breath. Most of the weight is over the shoulders and the hands are there just for stability. Okay, vertebra by vertebra, roll back down. And we're just going to do a few stretches to finish. Okay, so bring the right knee into the chest, left leg long along the mat. And then take it out and bring it round the side ribs and bring it in again. So we're just getting a beautiful hip opener. Then if you can, straighten out that right leg and hold onto the foot. And if you can't, just hold onto the back of the leg and open it out to the side. But keep your left sitting bones on the floor. Bring it back to centre. And then rock it over to the other side, so taking that twist into the body. So the right arm's long along the mat, we're gazing over the right shoulders, and the right knee is over the left. And just breathe. Close down the eyes now. Really, really, really focus and be present here on the mat to these last few exercises and stretches. Take that leg long, bring the left leg into the chest, really compress that hip. Take it round the ribs and bring it in again to get a slightly different compression. Straighten out that left leg and take it over to the side. Keep the right shoulder pinned to the mat and the right glutes pinned to the mat, so you're really getting the opening in the left leg. If you can't straighten it again, it doesn't matter. You can take behind the thigh. Okay, and take the twist across the body, so gazing over the left shoulder, and the left leg comes over the right. This is my favourite passive twist. Absolutely love it. It's such a nice way to finish a practice. Okay, let's go into a happy baby. Compress those hips and open them out a bit more. Try and keep the back and the shoulders on the mat with this. So we're not trying to raise the bottom off the mat. We're not lifting the shoulders off. So the work is all in those hips and thighs. Find some movement. Okay, we're just going to come into, it's called Celebrate Pose in Kundalini. So we're going to sit in between our heels. And if you can, come back onto the mat. We're getting that little back bend. If you can't, you can come back onto a cushion or you can stay upright. As long as you're sat with your bottom between your legs, between your feet, you're going to get the same benefit. Really opening out those quads, stretching them out after the work we've done. And just breathe. Okay, now take those legs along the mat and just let the arms fall open, the legs fall open. We're just going to do a couple of vagus nerve breathing together. So we're going to breathe in for 3 and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 1, 2, 3, out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 3, 2, 1. Out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 3, 2, 1. Out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Just come back to your natural breath and rock up to sitting. Join me at the front of your mat. Cross over those legs. Bring your hands to heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Namaste, Sat Nam. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope you all have a very beautiful, happy new year.